Society dialogue. I'm just going to briefly come back to the importance of nutrition. As you have already said, I'm specialized in nutrition, food security in least developed country, and I have been working mainly on micronutrient deficiency and how is it possible to improve nutrition by the use of local food and traditional foods. So we know that food is at heart of a sustainable development issue, and we have built a framework to show the link that are existing between food system and distinct outcome, and particularly nutritional and health outcome, but also social, economic, and environmental ones. So we clearly see in this picture that nutrition outcomes are linked to diet, to consumer behavior, but also to the food environment who is shaping the consumer behavior, and then the supply chain who are bringing the food to the city and the rural area. We also know that food and nutrition is linked to 8 SDGs. I have listed them, but it is the most important who are linked to food issue. But I'm going to speak mainly about the zero hunger and good health and well-being. I would like to come back briefly to the most important nutrition outcome of our current food system. We know that we have still a lot of problem with our food system because we have a triple burden of malnutrition worldwide. And this triple burden of malnutrition is contributing to premature death in northern country and in southern country. The most important issues are still undernutrition. A lot of people are still underweight, and children, particularly under 5, are really concerned. 2 billion people are suffering of micronutrient deficiencies, particularly in vitamin A, iron, zinc, and iodine. And at the same time, we have 2 billion people that are overweighted in a lot of countries, big cities, and also northern countries, and 600 million of obese people. We know that these problems of malnutrition are contributing since decades in premature death, as it was already said, because, for example, undernutrition or micronutrient deficiencies are decreasing the immunity of people, and they are then really at risk with diarrhea or virus infection. Now, with the COVID crisis, we also see that overweight, as it is contributed to chronic disease such as obesity, diabetes, or hypertension, is really a big problem because it can contribute to severe form of COVID with high risk of hospitalization, high risk of severe form of COVID, and mortality. So we see again with this particular sanitary crisis that nutrition is really linked to health and mortality, and it's really important to improve the food system. We have seen that our food system has a great impact on nutrition and health, and that we still have a high number of people who have a problem of denutrition and overnutrition. So it's really important to change our food system, and we need to improve the food supply chain, the food environment, but also the consumer behavior. I'm just going to give an example, for example, of improvement that are possible at the level of food system in traditional food system. The traditional food system is the family farming that is really important in this developed country. people in that situation are mainly farmers. And when we are making survey, we are seeing that their diets are lacking of diversity. They are exposed to great seasonality according to territories and climates. And when we analyze the food that are consumed by poorest people, we see that they are obtaining their food by family farming, but they are also obtaining food from their environment. And some ecosystems are very high feeding function, particularly when people are living near forest or lake. As we still have undernutrition and micronutrient deficiencies in this traditional food system, it's really important to strengthen them for more food security and more nutrition. And here I have made a list of distinct strategies that can allow to strengthen the local food system. For example, we still have to diversify the crops and animals in family farming, and we have to do so along the year to make available the healthier diet. We also have to connect farmers to post-harvest technology to decrease the losses that are still important worldwide. We can also valorize traditional recipes by integrating them in a food composition table or dietary guideline. Why? Because the traditional recipes are based on local food, and this will contribute to generate more incomes for local farmers. Another point is that it is necessary to protect fragile ecosystem when they have high feeding function. For example, it's still important to protect forests and some lakes that are important for local food security. And is it in link with the SDG on climate, life below water, and life on land, because we know that we have a great loss of biodiversity around the world. Now we are going to speak about the improvement of food environment. We know with lesson learned from epidemiological studies that we have at in international level an increasing consumption of ultra-processed food worldwide. They are becoming dominant in the food system. And the problem with this food is that they have a high content of energy, fat, sugar, salt. They have no matrix effect. They are poor in protein and fiber and micronutrient. And sometimes they have very big portion. The problem with high consumption of ultra-processed food is that in the long term, they contribute to weight gain, obesity, non-communicable disease, and cancer, and it was demonstrated in several countries. These non-communicable diseases are increasing the number of deaths, the public health costs, and the comorbidity is really visible in the COVID crisis, because when people have comorbidities, they have a high risk of death during this disease. So how is it possible to improve the food environment? We can use distinct type of tools. And for example, the labeling of food is important to help consumers in making healthier choice. In France, we have developed the Nutri-Score labeling, but several countries have done such type of initiative, and it can help the consumer to choose a better product and better diet. We can also engage the industry in commitment in terms of nutritional aspect. And this is more and more done at industrial level. They are trying to be more transparent, to give more information about their product. We see in Europe that the clean label are getting more and more interest for the industry, but also for the consumer themselves. And we observe a new formulation improvement with less salt, less sugar, and less saturated fat. And it's really important positive point. Public policy have also to be built, taking into account the nutritional and health issue, and they can define rules and law to improve food environment, for example, by decreasing advertisement on television, but also in school, etc. Now it's my last slide. How is it possible to improve the consumer behavior? It's really important to have more healthy lifestyle, as it was already said before. But what is it, healthy lifestyle? It integrates healthy diet, physical activity, and the way we are living. For the diet side, we see that according to the country or to the area where we are living, if we are living in big cities or in rural area, the nutritional disorders are not always the same. For example, in northern countries and northern diets, we observe a lot of NCDs, obesity, and chronic disease. And in that case, healthy diet is based on more protective food with fruit, vegetable, whole grain, and for example, coffee and tea. We have protective food that are interesting, but that must be limited, such as, for example, fish and dairy. And in this diet, people are eating too much red meat, too much sugar with soda and beverage. So the healthy diet has to be moderate. Then in sub-Saharan diet and Southeast Asian diet, we observe more micronutrient deficiencies and sometimes undernourishment in rural area. In this situation, we have to encourage people to move on healthy diet based on more animal product, more fresh food and vegetable and fruit, and they have to limit starchy products and for example, tea, because we know that tea can have problem with some micronutrient deficiency. So we see that just as a consumer, when we choose some type of food, we can increase our nutritional status, and we have to promote healthy diet that are compatible with sustainability. And it's really important to observe the particular place of meat. In some countries, it has to be increased, but in a lot of northern countries, we have to decrease the consumption of this type of food. So here it was my last slide. Thank you for your attention.